Hello, everyone. This is Trent Williams coming to you again with some good, amazing wisdom we can use throughout this week. Dale Carnegie, one of the most famous, prolific writers, authors of mankind history, he wrote one of his books entitled How to Win Friends and Influence People. But he had another book as well that he wrote, kind of similar, but the title of it was How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. In that book, he had this one particular phrase that stands out, and it reads, "Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw the mud, the other saw the stars." That is so important. Not that it matters about them being behind bars or not, but what it shows is that how two people in devastating, hard, difficult situations can see things quite differently. One thing we have to understand, though, for us, it's not about the mud or the stars, but it's a matter of our unbelief and our faith. We have to make sure that we're not afraid to be faithful. We should not be afraid to be faithful. There's a story about some people. There were 12 tribes, and they were assigned to have one man from each tribe to go and check out some land that they had been given. Now, throughout those 12, they went and checked out the land. They saw that the land does flow with milk and honey, and how it bore so much great fruit. But then they saw the people. They considered the people being so powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. And they saw some descendants there who they were kind of fearful of. That was the bulk of the group. As a matter of fact, that was 10 of them. There were 2 of them, though. One named Caleb, and the other named Joshua. Now, their interpretation of the same thing was that the land they visited was exceedingly good. And if it pleased the Lord, He would lead them into this land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to them. The only difference was they said, hey, we could not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not rebel against the Lord. Their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. So do not be afraid of them. Of course, they received some flack from that. Some of them, the whole assembly actually talked about stoning them. Okay? Well, as the story goes on, only 2 of those 12 men made it to the promised land, Joshua and Caleb. The others suffered the consequences because their faith was not strong enough. They didn't have the faith to believe in what God would provide for them. This is what I want to focus in on right here, that we have faith over our fear. There's a phrase I've been saying for some time, and it goes like this: fear is faith contaminated, but faith is fear eliminated. I'll say it again. Fear is faith contaminated, but faith is fear eliminated. Fear is something that the enemy puts on the inside of you so that you can be afraid to do the things according to the purpose that has been laid on your life. It contaminates your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength, and it'll delay you from receiving the ultimate blessings that God has for you. Now, let's flip the script. Faith is fear eliminated. When you have faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, when you have faith, knowing and believing and trusting and all that you have, then fear is eliminated. Fear is taken out of the equation. Fear doesn't have a place in your life, okay? So, this is one thing we have to do. As God is being faithful with us, we must continue to be faithful with Him. And we must trust that our faith is what's making us whole. Our faith is what's making everything true. Our faith is what keeps us in the bond of God's love. So as you're remembering how to go about each day, maybe there's some trouble going on in your workplace, Maybe it's some havoc in your household. Maybe it's all in your own mind, okay? But it's all built up from fear. Switch it around. Change that fear to faith, knowing that things work out for the good of them who love and trust the Lord, and you are one of those people. So continue to stay strong. Continue to do your best. And hey, I'll be here next time to give you some more information, okay? Be positive and be blessed.